Disrespect is a universal test. It feels like a direct assault on our worth, triggering anger, hurt, and a primal urge to retaliate. But the Stoics, from the slave Epictetus to the emperor Marcus Aurelius, taught that our power lies not in controlling others' actions, but in mastering our own judgments and responses. Handling disrespect with Stoic principles isn't about passive submission. It's about active, virtuous self-defense that leaves you stronger and your dignity intact. Here are 10 lessons to guide you. Lesson 1. Pause and withhold your assent. The principle, the initial sting of disrespect is automatic, but your reaction is a choice. Your power lies in the space between the insult and your response. The practice. When disrespected, your first task is to create a mental pause. Do not immediately assent to the impression that you have been harmed. Take a breath. In that moment, remember Epictetus's words. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. This pause prevents you from becoming a puppet, your strings pulled by another person's rudeness. Lesson 2. Remember the source. The principle. Disrespect often says more about the person giving it than the person receiving it. It flows from their own ignorance, anger, or internal turmoil. The practice. Ask yourself, is this person a model of wisdom and virtue? If not, why would you value their judgment? As Marcus Aurelius reflected, you wouldn't be upset if a doctor with dirty hands soiled you. See the disrespect as the dirty hands of a person who lacks moral hygiene. Their words are a reflection of their own flawed character, not an objective assessment of yours. Lesson 3. Apply the dichotomy of control, the principle. This is your ultimate tool for mental peace. You cannot control another person's mouth, but you have absolute control over your own mind and your response. The practice. Instantly categorize the event, not in your control, their words, their tone, their opinion. In your control, your judgment of the event, your emotional state, your chosen response. By focusing only on what is yours to command, you reclaim your power. You stop trying to control the uncontrollable and instead focus on your own virtuous action. Lesson 4. Your silence is a weapon of mass dignity. The principle. Retaliating with equal disrespect lowers you to their level. Silence, when chosen strategically, is a powerful statement of your self-control and superiority. The practice. Often the most powerful response is no verbal response at all. A calm, steady gaze followed by calmly returning to your work or walking away speaks volumes. It communicates that their attempt to provoke you has failed. As Seneca said, the greatest remedy for anger is delay. Silence is that delay, and it often serves as the most cutting rebuke. Lesson 5. Seek the opportunity for virtue, the principle. Every obstacle is an opportunity to practice a virtue. Disrespect is your training ground for patience, courage, and self-control. The practice. Reframe the situation. Instead of "this person is insulting me," tell yourself, "this is my chance to practice Stoic virtue." Can I practice temperance by not indulging in rage? Can I practice courage by standing my ground calmly? Can I practice justice by responding fairly, not cruelly? Can I practice wisdom by seeing their behavior for what it is? This turns the insult from a personal attack into your personal training session. Lesson 6. It's only an injury if you accept it. The principle. You are only truly harmed if you believe you are harmed. An insult is just sound waves or marks on a screen until you assign it the power to hurt you. The practice. Channel Marcus Aurelius. You are hurt the moment you believe yourself to be. Choose not to accept the gift of their disrespect. If someone tries to hand you a rotten fruit, you are not obligated to take it and smell it. Let their words fall to the ground. Your inner citadel remains unbreached. Lesson 7. Respond, don't react. The principle. A reaction is emotional and impulsive. A response is calm, considered, and strategic. The practice. If a response is necessary, let it be guided by reason. For minor slights, a simple, unemotional statement like, "I'm sure you didn't mean to say that the way it sounded," can be effective. For ongoing disrespect, a firm, clear boundary is key. I am happy to have a conversation with you, but I will not be spoken to in that tone. If you continue, this discussion is over. This demonstrates that you respect yourself too much to engage in a shouting match. Lesson 8. The best revenge is to not be like them. The principle. The Stoic concept of revenge is not about harming the other person, but about improving yourself. The best way to get back at someone who is unjust is to refuse to be corrupted by their behavior. Lesson 9. Use humor to deflect the principle. Humor, when used wisely, can disarm a situation without escalating it. It shows you are not threatened and can lightly expose the absurdity of the disrespect. The practice. This must be done without sarcasm, which is a form of counterattack. A light, almost bemused response can be effective. To a condescending comment, "Well, you've given me something to think about," said with a slight smile. To an unfair accusation, that's certainly a creative interpretation of events. This maintains your power and control over the emotional tone. Lesson 10. Forgive for your own peace. The principle, holding on to anger after the event, is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. Forgiveness is not about condoning their behavior. It is about releasing yourself from the prison of resentment. The practice. Understand that the person who disrespected you is likely flawed, ignorant, and struggling, just like everyone else. As Marcus Aurelius constantly reminded himself, they cannot help but act according to their own faulty nature. To hold a grudge is to continue allowing their past action to harm your present peace. Forgive them, not for their sake, but for your own. It is the final step in reclaiming your power. Conclusion. The unbreakable self. Disrespect is a test of your Stoic practice. It is the fire that forges your resilience. By applying these lessons, you transform an attempt to diminish you into a demonstration of your strength. You prove that your worth is self-determined, your peace is unassailable, and your character is built on a foundation that no external insult can shake. You don't just handle disrespect. You use it to become more stoic.